So I'm seeing these reports from all over the country that in this conservative county and in that liberal county, various government leaders are imposing restrictions on guaranteed freedoms of travel and worship and things like, I don't know, your everyday ordinary liberties and freedoms are being restricted by this city council and that county commission and this out at out in Dare County, out in the Outer Banks. They closed the island down and wouldn't let so-called travelers in or visitors. You couldn't go out to the Outer Banks. And I kind of got a question about who's got the right to suspend the constitutional rights of anybody without a hearing or without due process of law. Now, that's one concern. When is it that all these little local despots were enabled to suspend your civil liberties at the drop of a hat, or in this particular case, because of one virus? One. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to kind of bolster my argument here a little bit, you got government sewers all over America belching billions upon billions upon billions upon billions of gallons of raw human sewage into the environment every day. Now, where's the liberals and where are the conservatives on restricting that? Why is it that in America, the government sewers dump more infectious human waste into the environment than you can possibly believe? Now, some people would say, why is it that you're harping on this particular matter? And well, I kind of makes me wonder why they're imposing these face masks for one virus while the government dumps millions. Why didn't they impose the masks years ago during this massive dumping of viruses from the government sewers? For instance, in New York, Donald Trump, Governor Andrew Cuomo and his wealthy pals, his big campaign contributors, it's all their sewage going into the government sewers that's getting dumped into the environment in the harbor. All around Manhattan Island, all over towards New Rochelle, all there in the Long Island Sound, all up and down the Hudson River. Gargantuan amounts of viruses are dumped in the environment every day. Why didn't Andy Cuomo, demand and insist on masks like 10 years ago or 20 years ago? Or, same with Chicago, Boston, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Atlanta, Wilmington, North Carolina. Go down there on the Cape Fear River and look at the sewage treatment system for Wilmington, North Carolina. And I can go on and on and on. It's out in Los Angeles, it's up in Seattle, all up and down the St. Lawrence Seaway, the Great Lakes. Why is it, Andy Cuomo, Donald Trump, William Barr, Attorney General of the United States, Christopher Wray over at FBI, why is it that they insist on a mask for one virus when they're dumping millions into the environment every day? So America, I'm kind of suggesting that your civil liberties being suspended over one virus might be overreaching, to say the least. And I mean, they're imposing all these ridiculous restrictions and without a hearing. Hell, you don't even get your day in court. You just have to do what you're told, I guess. Not that I do, because I pretty well, you notice I don't wear a mask. And I'm doing okay. If I get sick and I die, well, maybe it's my time. But and of course, my favorite subject, this one virus, and they print up how much money? How much money did this one virus entitle them to hand out to their biggest campaign contributors right before the next election? trillions get printed up and passed out to the big campaign contributors right before the next election. Don't you find that a bit odd? Nancy Pelosi? Joe Biden? Come on, Joe Biden. How many of your campaign contributors got vast stimulus money and loans? Donald Trump, how many of your contributors got vast stimulus money and loans? So I don't know, folks. I was challenged this morning to move on to some other subjects like restoration of, normal societal norms and, reopening a country that was never really shut down. They shut down segments of it, but all the essential people never got shut down. The government, they just went home to work. They didn't shut them down, really. The military didn't get shut down. I guess they kind of got, restricted to base here and there, but I don't know. I wonder how many people in the military are required to, practice social distancing and wear masks in the military. That'd be pretty good. Especially aboard one of those big cargo planes there where they drop in a bunch of paratroopers. I wonder if they're using social distancing in the paratrooper transports. That'd be interesting to understand that scenario. Or submarines. Are they wearing masks down in the submarines? And, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I notice a lot of them Washington, D.C. people, when they're giving speeches, they're not wearing no masks. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to leave it there today. Look forward to more and more and more printed money. And yes, of course, there's Cricket. She's sleeping on the van seat there. She's enjoying the ride, aren't you, Cricket? Yeah, that's a Cricket dog right there. Yeah, she's a good girl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a wonderful day. Hasta la vista. God bless. And we're coming back.